وابتسم قبى للعبد إذا اغتنما.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today's topic is God's universal laws, and this is inspired and based off of Ibn Ata'illah's Hikmah, wherein which he says, a human will, however strong it is, can never pierce through the veils of destiny.
So what does this mean? This means that no matter how much determination you have, no matter how much effort, no matter how much will you have, no matter how much time and energy you spend, you will never break the destiny of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala presents this concept in the Quran as well in chapter number 35, Surah Fatir, verse number 43. Towards the end of the verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. فلن تجد لسنة الله تبديلا ولن تجد لسنة الله تحويلا.
You will never find any change in the laws of God, and you will never find in the way of God any alterations.
One of the beautiful reflections by Dr. Jasser in this book is the fact that he says that when someone begins their journey and they're coming back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and they're turning back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and they're starting that journey, subhanAllah, they're filled with a lot of emotions, they're filled with a lot of energy, they're filled with a lot of aspirations, a lot of motivation, they're very enthusiastic, and they want to change themselves, they want to change their families, their society, the entire world, all overnight. And we know that this is not the case because you would be violating the laws of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
So let's look at an example of a student. Imagine a student one day, he wakes up and he wants to have a family. So you just can't have a family overnight. You need to go through the process that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has set up for one to get a family. So if you're in school, you need to finish your schooling, you need to get a job, you need to become stable, and then after that, you need to go through the halal and lawful means of finding a spouse. And then once you find that spouse, you need to go through the means of becoming married and finding the wali and having the witnesses and having the walima and everything, and the contract. So all that comes into place until you can get to that point where now you're married. So now you're at the point where you want to have children. So you have to go through the process and through the laws that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has set up for you to have a child. You can't just get a child overnight, but you have to wait the 9-month pregnancy and then at the end you can finally have your first child, and then inshallah you can go on to having many more kids.
Another example of God's laws is how our condition is at different stages in our lives. So subhanAllah, one day you might be very, very rich and you will be able to do things that you wouldn't be able to do at a later time in your life. You might be very poor and you wouldn't be able to perform the same things because of the laws Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has placed down. Sometimes you will be healthy and you'll be able to do more things than later on in life when you will be sick and you won't be able to perform those same acts. Sometimes because of your age, at the age of 20 you can do some certain things, but at the age of 70 you can't do the same things that you used to do at the age of 20. So subhanAllah, there are laws that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has set.
In a hadith narrated in Al-Bayhaqi, the Prophet ﷺ had mentioned that surely this religion is firm, so walk through it step by step.
So the Prophet ﷺ is telling us to be gradual in terms of our approach of this dunya and the lively matters. In fact, when you continue this hadith, you'll see that the Prophet ﷺ says that there's an analogy of this. And the analogy is that of a traveler who's riding an animal. And if that traveler treats the animal very harshly and very badly, then that animal will not survive, it will die, and the traveler will never reach his or her destination.
So inshallah we'll end with a saying of some of the Muslim jurists who stated the following maxim: that a person who hastens something before its due time will be punished by being deprived of it. So in the end we need to aim high, but we have to realize that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has set limitations on us, and that if we strive to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala without overburdening ourselves, that inshallah we will achieve the success in the end.
To help you get through Ramadan each and every single day, check out the Mass Arizona page to get your daily dose.
Until you can have your child. And then what? What? You can have your child. A hadith narrated in Al-Bayhaqi, the Prophet ﷺ had mentioned...
Okay, don't do the pause. Don't do the pause. You gotta be confident through it.
Okay.